So if you enjoyed this video, please thumbs it up, share it, subscribe, and ring that bell.
I've been watching a lot of cable TV recently as my tokamak has been in the shop, and as I felt my brain trickling out of my ears during a marathon of CSYPD Blue Blood's Very Serious Acting and Crime Unit, Miami, I thought to myself, and some other stuff as well. Here it is. I realised that the commercials and content were really very similar aesthetically and often tonally, but also that we've now evolved to a ubiquitous style of plasticated, post-truth aspiration. When I'm watching shows about renovating houses or winning money, the supposed content and the commercials all run together like I'm witnessing an uncanny simulation of what the Earth might have looked like hundreds of years ago, before the thing that happened. But then, when the commercials and the super everything is great drinking coffee get to work gamut is interrupted by something resembling reality, it leaves me at least with a sort of confused feeling. So, finally getting to what this video is ostensibly about, according to me, firstly these two extremes have a peculiar effect on the viewer, and secondly, the mainstream style of content, the look and feel of it, has become so pervasive even here on Ye Fringe, that it kind of creates a parallel universe where there's more indie made-it-myself content than ever, but it more and more looks like it's made by the people who chunder up Pepsi ads. It's not that I don't understand that brands want people to associate positive feelings, generally, with their products, but I do wonder, do the people at Dairy Queen Executive Suite really think they have a positive effect on society, or any effect at all, other than delivering diabetes and local jobs at low prices? Probably not. I doubt it. I fucking hope not. It's not that I don't get that people don't watch the news to hear about everything being fine, but the Carillion death ray entering Earth's orbit. Of course, nothing new, but these two things create, at least in me again, a sort of anxious apathy. We go from news about one of several ongoing wars with too many atrocities to list, to saccharine advertisements for Satiktu, ultra-processed food, and toys for adults. The accidental message ends up being, the world's fucked, and just you wait, Sonny Jim, and no one can do anything about it, least of all you. So, wipe your ass with triple ply, buy some crap products, and drink deep. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not an intentional play by the Council of Spirals to discourage the citizen consumer. Such a scheme would be redundant, and surely it is old enough and ubiquitous enough that many people don't really notice. So what's my point? The it's an emergency nature of the for-profit news is at odds with the It's a Wonderful Life commercials? Well, yeah. And surely not different to how it was 40 or 60 years ago. But I would say that today's thick gloss and generic aesthetic-first content is harder to escape. For example, Audrey Hepburn was a leading lady considered very beautiful without the need for constantly maintained meticulous lighting, a face full of poison, or post-touch-ups. Clint Eastwood was a leading manly man without the need for starving himself for 8 weeks at a time to get a six-pack. I'd say that up until the last 15 years or so, a lot of non-fiction, in particular TV, looked shit. But now it seems that even news presenters need to either be drop-dead gorgeous, or at least, in the case of the old men, someone you could trust to file your tax return on time. They all seem to dress like they're going to a wedding with both a vegan cake and a real cake. They're all plied with so much makeup that if you saw them in real life, it would be weird. Switch the channel, check in on the Grody bunch. Kind of looks the same. What about YouTube? A carefully choreographed set like it's a commercial for Dulux. Freshly cut hair and heavily applied makeup. Complete control over the image, and with that complete control, a polished, generic, corporate feel. Don't get me wrong, lots of YouTubers, vloggers, humdingers and TV shows do have different styles, maybe the majority. But it seems this sort of look is being adopted more and more and has become such a standard that I doubt most content creators are pursuing this level of soulless beige, as they are settling on it because that's what a highly produced video should look like.
So that's crazy to me that it's not
That's bad for you.
There was a window with social media where people were making videos and artworks for fun. You would find things, without having to really dig, that were deranged and hilarious and could never have been monetized and weren't made for that purpose. It was a playground, and then inevitably it became a workshop, and many of those weird creators left, and many did well and got jobs in their fields, or successfully monetized their art. But now, also inevitably, it has become a factory. Most people who put themselves on social media are really motivated by fame and money and filling that hole from their childhood, but it feels like that is both more prevalent and just accepted. The effect is we went from totally corporate media, with the exception of Wayne's World type basement shows, to a plethora of DIY content, to that DIY content aspiring to be the air-conditioned swishy productions of corporate media that it was meant to answer. Which is, fine. I mean, what am I trying to say? That all the soulless crap made by people with nothing to say but a contract to say it all looks the same? Yeah. So what? So what? Well, I suppose it just wasn't glossified to such an unobtainable degree. You could argue that there's a certain separation with TV and the audience that doesn't exist in the same way with social media. Obviously, it's a never-ending feedback loop, now with the help of magic computers spiraling further into the uncanny valley of make-believe and wishful thinking, while the world burns, as it always has. Is this so bad? We know that we don't know each other. We know that I am not a real person. But do the millions and millions of kiddies watching people who have mannequinized their own faces and who make content about how great their lives are, do they know it isn't real? Do they know it's unobtainable? I don't know. But I suppose that's the least of their worries, so never mind. Thanks very much for watching. I'm going to go now and pry my fillings of a large magnet. Don't forget to smash that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to bong! Don't mind if I do. See ya.